Hello everyone, my name is Suhail Ahtesham. I am Assistant Professor in Management Studies. Welcome to my 13th lecture on the subject Management Process and Organizational Behavior. In today's lecture, we will be discussing on the topic Functional Foremanship as a Technique under Scientific Management Theory by Frederick Winslow Taylor. This lecture is connected with one of my previous lecture, that was lecture number 10, in which we have discussed a brief introduction, the principles, and the 7 major techniques of scientific management theory. Functional foremanship is one of the essential techniques among the 7 techniques which are given by F.W. Taylor. Today here we will be discussing on functional foremanship in brief. So let's start with the topic. Introduction to functional foremanship. Traditionally, every factory have just one foreman who oversees the operations of the workers at factory level. It means there was only one foreman, one supervisor, and one boss for overseeing the operation, for directing, for taking work, and for supervising the work of the workers who are working at factory level. Frederick Winslow Taylor. In 19th century, Frederick Winslow Taylor, a famous engineer who was later on known as a father of scientific management, found a major flaw in this system. In this system of only one supervisor for many workers in the organization. So, when he listed all the qualities of successful foreman would needed, he realized that no one person could be possible for every work in the organization. Right. So thus the concept of functional foremanship was born. Functional foremanship is one of the essential techniques among the 7 techniques given by Frederick Winslow Taylor through scientific management theory. Functional foremanship implies having multiple foremen in different specialized roles. According to F.W. Taylor, there must be different foremen, multiple foremen for different roles and different specialization and different criteria in the organization, so that every foreman is responsible for taking the work in their specialized role, in their specialized department. So this is all about the introduction of functional foremanship. Coming forward, how it works. Under functional foremanship, each foreman was responsible for a specific task needed to have all the qualities of the expertise necessary to carry out that one task, right? So there must be proper division of work, there must be proper, the work should be the managers are has to be divided, and there must be many supervisors, many foremen in the organization, multiple foremen in the organization who are responsible for performing in their particular field, in their specified field, and according to the specialization and expertization, they have to work for the organization for more and more productivity, and they have to take the work with the workers in the organization at an effective manner, so that the organization can get more and more and right and accurate production for sale of the production and for getting the profit as well, right? So Taylor proposed 8 foremen in total, 4 foremen for planning and 4 foremen for production. So F.W. Taylor has proposed there must be 8 foremen, 8 subdivisions of the manager, right? So 8 foremen for the workers who are working at factory level, right? So this categorization is subcategorized under the planning foreman and production foreman. Right. Planning foreman is related to making the plan, different plans, and planning foremen are set up. This setup is made in the office, right? Whereas production foreman has to take care of the workers at the factory and production level, in which they have to supervise and see the workers at workplace, right? So this is the two categorization, main categorization of 8 foreman, that is planning level and production level. The 8 specialized foremen together co-manage all the factory workers. They report to one factory manager who has a bird eye view of operations. Right. So these 8 foremen will work with the workers at the factory level for production, and there will be one factory manager who is responsible and who is taking the work with these 8 foremen, and who will be the boss of these 8 foremen, and keeping a bird eye towards them, for that so that these 8 foremen should work in a right manner and should take has the ability of taking the work with the employees, with the workers at workplace and at office level, right? So this factory manager is the supervisor in the organization who is responsible for overseeing the 8 foremen and for ensuring that they properly managing the factory workers as well as fulfilling their own specialized roles in the organization. So this is all about how the functional foremanship will work in the organization. Coming towards the classification and subdivisions of functional foremanship, and the major categorization of functional foremanship in a formal organization by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Explanation of 8 foremen under functional foremanship technique. The first categorization under planning foreman. Instruction card clerk. Instruction card clerk, the foreman under instruction card clerk draft instruction for the workers so that they may understand the individual roles and tasks in the organization. Right. So there must be a need of issuing of instructions and do's and don'ts to the employee, so that the workers, the employees in the organization must aware that what are the roles and responsibilities of them, that has to be implemented in the organization, and that has to be done by the employees, by the workers of the in the organization, right? So there must be the instruction card clerk is responsible for drafting the instruction and issuance of the instruction to the workers at workplace. Second categorization of foreman under planning foreman is route clerk. Route clerk is responsible for laying out the sequence of operations and determining the route through which material should be proceeded. Right. So a route clerk is responsible for laying down a sequence, that what will be the sequence, which raw material should become first, and what will be the second, what will be the third, right? So this will be the sequence. What will be the sequence of the proceeding the raw material in the organization, in the factory at the time, right? So this function has been performed by route clerk or for route foreman. The third categorization of foreman in planning is time and cost clerk, and he is responsible for setting of the schedule for completion of a project and prepares a budget for how much it will cost. Right. So he is responsible for setting of schedule, right? That how much time has been required by this particular employee for a particular job, right? This will what will be the schedule, right? That time has to be managed and given by time and cost clerk, as well as how much money, how much budget has to be sanctioned for completion of the particular task in the organization, at workplace, at factory place, right? This all things has to be managed and set up by time and cost clerk. The last fourth foreman in planning foreman under planning foreman is disciplinarian. Disciplinarian is a foreman who is responsible for making rules and regulation and ensuring the order's performance of factory job. Right. So he is the foreman who is responsible for making rules and regulations of the organization and issuing the rules and regulations to the workers so that the workers must perform the work in the right way, and there must be rules and regulation followance of rules and regulations, and there must be proper discipline in the organization. Right. So these are the major four subcategorization under planning foreman who work together, who are specialized in their specific field, and who are issuing the orders, who are doing performing their functions as per the direction of the one boss who will be the factory manager. Right. So coming toward the next categorization of functional foremanship, production foreman. Right. Under production foreman, the first categorization is speed boss. Speed boss guarantees the time work from the factory employees and minimize production delays. Right. So this foreman of speed boss is responsible for taking the guarantee of timely working in the working by the workforce in the organization, and for for work on he will work on for minimizing the delay and minimizing and increasing the time, right, increasing the speed of the employees, the workers at workplace. Right. So speed boss is responsible for increasing the speed of the employees who are working at the workplace with the help of the various factors of production, with the help of raw material, and with the help of machinery in the organization. Right. Gang boss. Gang boss is responsible for arranging material, machinery, and tools so that all ready for the workers who will be using them. Right. So here, gang boss is related to a person as foreman who is responsible for arrangement of raw material, arrangement of machinery, arrangement of tools and equipments, who are as who are the these are the raw materials which is necessity for the workers for conversion of this raw material into finished product. So the workers must be needing these things for at workplace. So the gang boss, the responsibility and duty of gang boss is to providing the right material at right time, and providing the machinery, providing the tools to the workers at workplace. The next subcategorization is repair boss. Repair boss is responsible and take assurance about the proper maintenance of machineries and tools, and maintain the overall worthiness of the factory. Right. So repair boss is responsible for maintaining the machineries, right? That all the machineries in the organization, in the factory, in the workshop should be run and move on smoothly basis. Right. So there must be proper maintenance, there must be proper servicing of the machineries, and there must be proper, arrangement of tools and equipments in the organization. And if there is any a damage in the tools and equipment, that has to be replaced from other, right. So all these responsibilities has to be taken off by repair boss. The last, inspector. Inspector is a foreman who is responsible for overseeing the quality of the product after the product has been made by worker. Right. So he is responsible for finalizing the product quality, that this product quality is as decided or not. Right. So it is satisfactory for production for the a large amount, huge amount or not. Right. So basically, these are the basic categorization of functional foremanship structure that is planning foreman and production foreman, and both the categorization of planning and production foreman is under the supervision of the single boss, that is factory manager boss, right? And planning foreman as well as production foreman, there are four sub categorization of the managers, the foremans who are working together for achievement of organizational goals, and they are specialized in their particular field, their particular area, and they are expertise in their particular field in the organization for taking the work and for doing the work in the organization. So according to F.W. Taylor, there must be more foremen in the organization, and each of the foremen should be responsible for their particular field, should be responsible for their particular department, right? And instead of only one foreman for many workers in the organization, there must be a division of work, there must be many foremen, there must be multiple foremen, there must be this 8 categorization of foremen in a formal organization, right? So this is all about functional foremanship, the categorization and subcategorization of functional foremanship, and hope you have understood this lecture, and thanks for watching my lecture. And this you can see a diagram of functional foremanship in which we can see factory manager, under factory manager supervision there will be two categorization, planning in charge and production in charge. Under planning in charge there are four subdivision: instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, disciplinarian. Under production in charge there are four subcategorization: speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, instructor. And all of these are subcategorization are foremans, 8 foremans are working and related to the workman, the workforce who is working at the factory for production, right? So all are working for the development and for guidance and for directing the workman at workplace, right? So this is all about functional foremanship. For more related videos, do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching this lecture and have a nice day. Thank you.